Hello and welcome to Lemming TV. In today's episode we'll be continuing on Jelle's Marble League career mode. I hope you enjoy. So, if you haven't seen the previous two episodes, I hope you check them out. So, last episode we did the Sand Moguls and Steeplechase, where we started to close down onto the championship leads. As you can see here on the table, we're only 22 points off the Savage Speeders. So before we go into the event, the teams you should be looking out for, who would probably be battling for the championship, are Shining Swarm, Savage Speeders, Balls of Chaos, us, and the Kobolds. So we haven't got any messages yet, so we will just go into the looker room, as we've only got 5 events left in the season. We'll be doing 3 of them today, then the next 2 will have their own episodes. That means we've got plenty of money, so you can basically do like a training session per event. So we have coming up diving, elimination, and sand rally, and then football and Marble Cross to finish off the season. So it is very much lots about speed and endurance, especially in the Marble Cross and Sand Rally, and also speed in the elimination. As for diving, it's a team event, and football is a team event which needs strength. So we do have some pretty good stats here, lots of 100s, with Bob having 91 speed and 100 endurance, whereas some marbles do have some quite low stats. So we will go into a training session before we start the diving event, and because we have the money, so we'll go into a training session between every single event until the end of the season. So first up we've got speed. So the marble which needs it most is probably Carl, as he is only on 40 speed, which is quite low, though we might not use him for like the rest of the season, but still you really don't want one of your marbles at 40 speed. As we get rolling, we're able to collect a solid 9 there, adding 18 speed. That'll get him up to 58 speed. So next up, endurance. So the marble who needs endurance the most would probably have to be Lord Palmerston, as he has 75 endurance, which is the lowest in the team. So we will get him slightly leveled up. As we get rolling and get 8 of them there, that'll add 16%, getting up to 91. Pretty good there. Next up, strength. Of course, we need this for the football event coming up. Yeah, so let's say 4 marble event for football. So we'll have to choose 4 marbles that will run, and it's probably going to be Lord Palmerston, Carl, Jeff, and we will put also Tom in, as Bob only has 60, whereas Tom is 73. So we'll try to get Tom a little higher. So as we get rolling, we go and get 7 there. That will add 14%, getting him up to 87. Next up, motivation. We do have some pretty good motivation. Lots of 100s all around, with only Lord Palmerston and Jeff not having 100. Jeff only having 45, so we'll put Jeff on to try and up his motivation. We get rolling and are immediately able to collect quite a lot, and we get a full on 10, which is pretty good. That will get his up to 75%. Next up, health. So we're not the best on health, none of our marbles with 100, and the lowest I believe is also Jeff, only at 68%. We'll put him out to try and get that stat a little higher. but it does look like a pretty favourable course, just one diagonal line here. As we get 9 just missing out on the final one, that'll get his up to 86%. And finally, tiredness. We are pretty good in that, but Bob does have 46% tiredness, so we will put him out. As we get rolling, we are immediately able to get a pretty good start. Let's try and we'll get 16% less, getting down to 30. So as we do that, we can see our stats are now a little higher, as we will jump into the diving event. So if you don't know what diving is, what you want to do is try and jump down and land in these diving areas. You want to try and get onto the red, that's the higher score, and also you want to not be out of sync with everyone. So if one person hits their target and then half a second later the last one hits their target, that will minus half a second, which you want to try and not get. So we'll start it up. Oceanics will head out first. Let's see what the benchmark is. They get a 10.69. By the way, the record on this is a 13.95 by the Thunderbolt, so a okay way to start it out. Savage Speeders up next, of course, second in the championship. They get a alright 9.98, though they were quite synchronized. They just missed out on lots of the frees. Next up, Cobalts. They are 5th in the championship, 5 points behind us, and they don't do the best, only a 5.84. That is very poor for them. Our Rangers up next, reigning world champions. They will go and get a decent 8.85, slotting them in 3rd place. Hazers up now. They get it decent, getting a 10.76, putting them in 1st position. Thunderbolts with the current record on this. One of theirs completely misses their target, 9.84, putting them in 4th. Limers up now. They will go and a pretty okay with a 7.99 with only 0.01 this synchronization. Snowballs up now. They get it decent, putting them at 10.89. So as you can see, halfway through the events, the time score to beat is 10.89. Let's see whether anyone can do better. Balls of Chaos up now, currently 3rd in the championship, and they guess alright, 9.84, putting them in 6th out of the 9 teams which have gone so far. 10th team to go up is us. So I'm not really sure what we're supposed to do. It's not strength, endurance or speed, so it's mainly motivation and health. So we'll see who has the highest of that. So there we go, that is our lineup for this event. Already 100 motivations. Let's see what we will do. We get it okay, putting us with 7.70, right towards the back unfortunately. Now we're hoping for damage limitation mellow yellow. They put it in 9th, just ahead of us. The Yarbles up now, and they miss a few. They go in 9th with a 7.86. Shining Swan, current championship leaders. Let's see what they do. This is a straight 9 with no this synchronization. Now Rojo Rollers. There you go. And it's alright from them. A 10.85. That puts them in 2nd. Now Green Ducks. They are up. Decent score for them. They go into 10th with 8.51, and finally Team Primary. They go first actually with 11.68, jumping the other marbles right at the end. So you can see the scores, Cobalts and us in last, and Team Primary's Nobles, Rojo Rolls on the podium, Hazers, Oceanic, Savage Leaders, Thunderbolts, Balls of Chaos, Shining Storm, Rangers, Green Ducks, Climbers, the Arbals, Mellow Yellow, us and Cobalts. As we watch the podium, now what does this do for the championship? Lots happening towards the back, nothing at the front. The order stays the exact same for the top 5, so nothing really happening there. But down the bottom, Limers will actually go ahead of the Arbals, Snowballs and Rojo Rollers also climbing up. And then there's the Green Ducks and Rangers losing faces, Team Primary up to 12, Hazers, Thunderbolts, Oceanics and Mellow Yellow. Of course, the bottom 4 will go to the showdown where they might be eliminated, so there is sort of a relegation battle going on there. And actually the Team Primary and Hazers tying on the same amount of points. As we jump into the next event, before we go into elimination, let's check our messages. So some of the security marbles have gone on strike, so there won't be enough security for the next event, and basically we have to pay £100 for them to come back, which doesn't really matter, we've got plenty of money. Now Bob feels shattered right now. Fortunately there aren't any special treatments, so we could just do a training session as we have got plenty of money, and the same for Jeff. So with that, we will actually jump into a training session before the elimination race, where we will try and get one of our marbles with high speed to try and get their stats up. Bob with 100 speed, endurance and motivation will try and get his tiredness down, and for the rest we'll just try and get their stats overall a little up, like Jeff's, who's only at 5-6 motivation. So let's jump in. Speed, we will go actually probably with Carl, as he's only got 48. We get rolling, and let's try and collect some of these. As we do get a full 10, that adds 30%. Up now is endurance. We've got pretty good endurance. Only 2 marbles not with 100 endurance. We will send Lord Palmerston out, as he is the lowest in the team with only 68. We get rolling and are able to pick up quite a lot. And another 10, we're on a roll this training session. That gets his stats up to 98. Strength is next. So we are pretty alright on strength. We don't have any 100s with our captain Bob, the lowest, with 62. Everyone else around the 80 zone. So we will get going for this run. As we miss 1 there, that only adds 18%, but still pretty good, getting him up to 80%. Next up, motivation. So of course Jeff, and with 36 motivation, one of the reasons we actually did this training session. We get rolling, and let's see how much we can get. We have unfortunately missed 1. That means only 18% increase for Jeff, getting him up to 51. Next up, health. We are fairly healthy again, around like the 80 mark. One of our marbles, Lord Palmerston, does have 100, but Jeff is also the lowest with 56, and we will send him out. As we go, we are able to get quite a few, and unfortunately missed some, only 6 there, adding 12% as we missed quite a lot at the end. Finally, tiredness, and that will have to be Bob who goes, as he does have 66% tiredness. Tom with 50%, but Bob has some pretty good stats, so we will send him out. We get rolling, and let's see how many we can get. we are able to get quite a few very early, as we get 8 in total. That's 16%, getting it down to 50, as we will go into our next event, the elimination race. So in the elimination race, it's quite like last marble standing, so we'll have all the marbles go out, and then whoever comes last will be eliminated, and we keep on going until there's only one marble left who's the winner. As we see here, the yellow marble would have been eliminated. So as we see the field, we will send Bob out, as he does have the best stats apart from tiredness in the team. So we will get rolling. Let's see who gets out first. If you get a poor start like we did, you can be in trouble, but the middle is very important here. Now, even if you come second to last very early on, it doesn't matter. So all it is not being last. Whom are the Thunderbolts? Right now they will be eliminated. Current record is a 7.344 by the Midnight Wisps. We will go into the next round now. As we get rolling, much better start than last round, but we do get pushed by lots of marbles right into the wall. That can send you back a lot. As we see the Robo Rollers being eliminated, 9.199 for the Hazers, a pretty decent time. As we go into the next event, we get a decent start, and we are holding on well, as we do hit the block quite hard, but still fine. Into the next round now. Let's see who will be eliminated here. We get a fairly okay start, not the fastest, as the Limers cross the line first. We go through, and Shining Swarm just about sparingly knocks out. That would have been very good for us. Of course, Shining Swarm leading the championship. We go into the next round. Unfortunately, we're by the wall, which means we won't get a very good start, but we still manage to actually get it back in the second pass of the start. Now into the long straight. What you want to do here is try and avoid hitting the walls as well as the central ones. Balls of Chaos eliminated. They are in the championship fight. So we will go into the next round. Let's see what we can do here. We don't get the best of starts, but we are able to make up for it as we roll through now. Let's see where we end up, and let's see who gets eliminated. It will be the Green Ducks. Now 10 marbles remaining. We get another fairly decent start. We're around about 5th as we continue rolling our way down. We slot in second position. Oceanics out. Now into the next round. We get a pretty good start. Team Prime with an absolutely insane start there, but they do start to fall back slightly as we take the lead, and very close between us. Let's see who gets eliminated. It will be the Cobalts, who are 5th in the championship behind us. Let's see, only 200 between us and Team Primary. Now into the top 8, top half of the teams in this event. Let's see what we can do, as we are towards the back, but we should hopefully be alright as we glide into a solid safe position. Savage Speeders, another championship contender, out. Only us and the Shining Swarm are the 2 teams left who are battling for the championship. We go into the next round, and alright start as we go through the next set of turns. Coming in second, Limers going pretty fast with a 8.065. The Hazers out that round. Shining Swarm 1 position away from being eliminated. As we go into the next round, top 6 here. As we are around about 4th, let's see what we can do. We slide into 3rd, and Shining Swarm eliminated. That means we'll be gaining on all of our rivals. Now let's see how much we can get on them. Final 5 remaining. We are towards the back, and let's see whether we can try and survive. Rangers currently last. Let's try and hold that, and we do survive into the top 4. Rangers, last season's champions, out in 5th position. Now final 4. If we survive, we will be on the podium, but we are currently in last position. We overtake Primary and Limers. This is very close between us, and hopefully we should be able to survive. We are right at the back, and unfortunately we will have to settle for 4th position. Now let's see who will take the bronze, silver and gold. Primary winner, another very good start. Yarbles right at the back, as I think the Yarbles will probably be eliminated. Yes, they are. So now Team Primary or the Limers. Team Primary doing very well in the last event. Can they make it another one? As they are both taking very similar lines. Team Primary coming out in 1st, and Team Primary will win that. So as you can see, Thunderbolts in last, then the Rojo Rollers, Mellow Yellow, Snowballs, Balls of Chaos, Green Ducks, Oceanics, Cobalts, Hazers, Savage Speeders then the Hazers, Shining Swarm, Rangers. We're in 4th, and the podium is the Yarbles, Limers, and Team Primary. What does this do for the championship? It's staying pretty much the same. At the top of the championship, all that is happening is just the gap between us and the other teams is coming down quite a lot, only 6 points behind the Balls of Chaos, and putting an 11-point gap between us and the Cobalts. Now a Ranger is able to jump up to 9th position. The Rojo Rollers falling back position. Now the Team Primary getting their 2nd win in a row. That will put them into 11th. 12th is the Green Ducks, and then Hazers, Oceanics and Thunderbolts swap round, and Mellow Yellow in last position. Now into the final event of the episode. It is the Sand Rally. So what we need for this is good speed, good endurance, and probably good strength as well. But as we look there, Bob has 100% tiredness, so we will probably do a short training session. So first up, speed. So who needs speed the most? It would probably be Carl. We will jump into this. As we get a solid 8 there, that adds 16%, getting up to 52. Endurance is next. So Marbles with lowest endurance in our team is Lord Parmesan, only 55%. Hopefully we can get that a little bit higher now. We get 9 of them, which will add 18%, getting him up to 73. Next up, strength. We are a fairly strong team with 100. The lowest strength is Tom so far, so we will put Tom in there, as he does have some good speed. But we might actually put Bob, as he does have quite a lot of 100s. Unfortunately 100 timers, which is one of the main reasons we are putting him out for this training session. So we get 16% added. That will get it up to 90%. Next up, motivation. So we do have some pretty good motivation. Unfortunately, Jeff only with 43, that is the lowest in our team, and we will send him out. we get rolling and we miss the first one, quite unfortunate, but we are able to get 6 more. That adds 12% up to 55. Next up, health. We have got some fairly decent health, but we do have some pretty low ones. Jeff, the lowest, who we will send out to try and get a little bit more. So we are able to get 8 of those. That adds 16%, getting him up to 68. And finally, tiredness, we will send Bob out, as he has 100% tiredness. Let's try and see if we can get that a little lower. We are able to get 8 of those. That adds 16%, or minuses in this case 84%. So we will head into the sand rally now. So if you don't know, the sand rally is just like a marble rally event. So Oceanic, Savage Speeders, Cobalts, O'Rangers, Hazers, Thunderbolts, Limers and Snowballs in this heat. As we see the cinematic cameras, teams battling for the championship here will probably be the Savage Speeders and Cobalts. Top 4 will make it to the finals. As we see all the marbles bunching up right together. And what this is about is just trying to make just overtakes. Some of the best places to do it are those heavy bumps you see them go through, like here, as you saw the Thunderbolts overtaking the Limers, as we watched the top 2, but we will actually switch back to the Cobalts to see what the action is happening in terms of who is getting in. Limers currently battling to try and get in. They are up to 3rd. O'Rangers back right now. If they don't make a move, they will be eliminated, and they will be. Savage Speeders, Oceanics, Limers and Thunderbolts going through, with the O'Rangers, Hazers, Cobalts and Snowballs out. The fastest time is actually a 102.58 by the Hazers. Now into the next round, we are with the Team Primary, Green Ducks, Rojo Rollers, Shining Swarm, Yarbles, Mellow Yellow and Balls of Chaos, as Mellow Shining Swarm and Balls of Chaos are people to look out for. We will send Tom out, as he too has 100 speed, and we'll probably do another training session to try and get Bob's tiredness down, as if he is too tired we won't actually be able to do well, because he would just not be able to run if he is completely exhausted. As we see Tom here, he has 0% tiredness, complete opposite to Bob, as they go through these sets of turns. Currently the teams who are going through, who will be knocked out, is Shining Swarm downwards. We unfortunately fall down to 3rd. We're able to keep our 4th position, but that gets overtaken pretty quickly. But we do make a position for 3rd. We just really have to try and keep this towards the end, which isn't too far away now, as we battle for 4th position. Balls of Chaos and Shining Swarm closing up to us in the worst case scenario, as if we're knocked out, and Balls of Chaos and Shining Swarm stay in. But as we go through the last corner, we end up 4th, and Balls of Chaos, Shining Swarm are knocked out, so pretty good for us. Now into the finals, we're alongside the Yarbles, the Green Ducks, Mellow Yellow, Thunderbolts, Limers, Cobalts and the Savage Speeders. Let's see what we can do. We will keep Tom out, as he doesn't have 100 speed, which is kind of what we're looking for in this sort of event. Now we just try to get as high as we can, as fast as possible. We're currently in 7th position, but if we can start making some moves, hopefully we will get that number up. We're now back up to 7th position. Let's see, can we overtake any more marbles? We are starting to fall slightly behind the pack. as Marine Ducks temporarily overtake us, but we take the position back nearly immediately. But there is quite a gap between us and the rest of the field, which we will need to try and destroy by the end of this race if we want to make any more overtakes. We are now fairly close to the Savage Speeders as we go through that corner. Now hopefully we can try and make some overtakes in the very last moments, but it's not looking good for us. We go down the hill into the last turn, and unfortunately we stay in 7th position. Lyman's, Thunderbolts and Mellow Yellow on the podium, and then Savage Speeders, Yardballs, Oceanics we're in 7th, with Green Ducks in 8th. What does this do for the championship? Quite a lot. It looks like Shining Storm and Savage Speeders stay in the top 2 positions, but well, lots of movement everywhere else. Lyman's out of nowhere jumped to 3rd position as the Balls of Chaos and us. Yardballs up to 6th. Then the Cobalts. Orange is now in 8th. Snowballs down to 9th. Green Ducks in 10th. Then the Rojo Rollers down in 12th. Thunderbolts up to 13th. Hazers in 14th. Oceanics in 15th. And Melio in 16th. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.